Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Everyday Black Men Podcast, a podcast for authentic black male thoughts. I am Riker, and I'm joined by Armstead, R. Reed, and of course, DJ on Mic. Follow us on Twitter at EVYD Black Men, Instagram at Everyday Black Men, and Facebook at the Everyday Black Men Facebook page. The website is coming soon, and we've got some wonderful artwork that we want to share with everyone. Now, let's start the show.
Like, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't give a fuck. All right, so, I think I should say this for the podcast, but I was going to say, I was wondering, what about all those people that are Pacific Islanders that were quick to tell you they're not Asian? How they jumped on this bandwagon?
Camilla Harris tried to jump on it too. I don't know. I think they got some other kind of plan they're working on.
Yeah,
well, no, they already revealed what their hand is. Their hand is they're trying to make it to where anyone who attacks people because of their Asianness is going to be eliminated. It's like, hold up. We had in the last month, a 3-year-old who got pepper sprayed, a 9-year-old, a 1-year-old baby who got shot in the head by police, but we can't get a bill. Yeah, y'all about to make a different hate crime legislation. Because there's already legislation on the damn books.
It feels like that's what they are basically running with. We're going to...
Did you just get silent?
Yeah, he just stopped talking.
What the fuck happened there?
Yeah.
Did I cut out?
Yeah, you just stopped talking. I was like, he's on drugs.
No, it was I accidentally connected to the PlayStation by remote, and it just like, I don't know, it's weird. But when I got cut off, I was just saying that they basically were gonna pass the bill, and
the Senate not gonna pass that shit.
They are, because they need their surrogates. Yeah, their surrogates. They count their surrogates getting attacked.
The Senate's not gonna pass. I don't think the Senate's gonna pass it. If
it does, I think the Senate is gonna pass it.
And if it does, I'm just like, it don't matter what I say. I'm just like, oh, y'all still waiting on that legislation about them police too?
Hey, what is it? You ain't hashtagging not my president?
Yeah. How your President Joe Biden working out for you? It's almost like he forgot about you entirely. Maybe you should lift your voice and sing and see if that happens.
A few more flights, man. He ain't gonna make it to the end of this year anyway.
They're trying to replace him with the Kamala anyway.
Them steps gonna take him out before anybody else do.
And they're gonna try to replace him with Kamala. They're gonna be in for a world of hurt because Biden said he liked this whole thing being president. He ain't going out without a fight. And never underestimate a white man in power. Never do it.
They did. That's how the guys got happy.
I mean, that's true. That's absolutely true. But yeah, I don't think Armstead is going to be showing up because, those scenes are very important, man. He's got to be emotionally supporting his actor.
Yeah, he asked me if I wanted to come, and I was like, how much they paying? He said they give you IMBD credit. I said, is this able to be used at a store or like?
You'll be Googleable. You'll be Googleable.
Exactly. Yeah, somebody can Google you, which I don't know. That kind of works out against how I would consider it to be a good idea. So, I wouldn't do that.
I was waiting for a good reason. Yeah.
I mean, I would, if I was around, I would have did it. That's on my bucket list.
Well, IMBD credit?
No. To be an extra on something and then do something to either stand out and get a job or get fired and never work in Hollywood again.
Well, the problem here is that I guarantee them niggas ain't got no corona precautions. And on top of that, you mostly just going to be out there since 7 a.m., sitting in a room, waiting for these niggas to figure out what they're doing because they never have all their shit together. That's why they film 2 days in a row from 7 a.m. until whenever. Because they have
work for me.
Exactly. It's 7 a.m. till whenever, 2 days in a week. When I talked to yesterday, it was what?
Girl, I'm not giving them 14 hours of my life for free.
Yeah, this nigga called me at 5:57 yesterday. Nigga, you know how late it is for you to be up since you've been there since 7 a.m.? Also, it goes to show you niggas can get up for whatever they actually believe in.
Yeah, my homie that does it like officially, he takes videos, but it's not in real time. He doesn't post them till later just to keep the his business and active online. So he takes a bunch of video archives, but it's never the same. Like it's not like current. For one, because people knowing where you are at the time you're there, and you might not want everybody knowing where the fuck you are at the current time. So, yeah.
I guess it's like that too. I'm just like, bro, I just don't want people in my business like that. You see how I don't even go on Instagram. The only reason I'm on Facebook is because y'all niggas, like, if y'all left Facebook, I would have no reason to be on there.
I mean, that's true, but it's kind of sad that it's gotten to that point because, nigga, we didn't even talk until 5 years ago. And it's funny how people can come into your life and be like, damn, if this nigga wasn't on this shit, I wouldn't even give a shit about it. And it's like, I mean, that's
social
kind of
media
sad.
is just,
well, I agree with you. I'm having that conversation almost daily because I was telling my girl, like, when she mentions a name, I was like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, if it ain't like, I follow a bunch of funny shit. I follow a bunch of sports and random news, politics. But I was like, I don't care about these people, these influencers. I don't care about these celebrities. So don't tell me what a celebrity is doing. Like, I don't care what the fuck they're doing. They're only
when
doing
y'all
it
was
to be
talking
seen.
about Sweetie or Sweetie, I didn't know that bitch did music till told me it was that was her song. I'm like, oh, I didn't know she did music.
I've never liked her. I just don't like it. Like, I mean, when you look at her, you can tell exactly what kind of person she is. And I already
It's
told
not
you
that what
how.
kind of person she is. It's that you have to understand Sweetie's been in money for a while. So
She's been
that
around.
level.
My girl said she's been on before she got with QC. She's been active for a while. They rebranded her and built her ass by putting money in
Well,
her
not
ass and
QC,
sex.
Atlantic, because QC
Oh
has
yeah,
no ability to rebrand anyone at all. Look at Lil Yachty.
true. Yeah,
He's still around?
yeah, but he's
Mm-hmm.
not musically at least.
Well, no, he's around, but he's around in more of a I do features and I'll come hang out and people know who I am kind of way. Like he's been very smart because he knows, like, look, like music wise, I'm never gonna sell enough to make it matter, and I'm never gonna get a Grammy. But if I just stay in the mix long enough for people to be like, oh, this is the nigga that we get for features. Oh, this is the nigga that we get when we want to say, hey, come down to the Crab Shack. Like that's who Yachty's become. And again, it's allowed him to buy some nice shit. And to some niggas, that's success.
I
So
mean, that is
shout out
enough
to you,
success. I'm
Yachty.
pretty sure he can help the next two generations with the money he did make if he didn't just buy no stupid shit.
I mean, he
But
bought a really nice house, so yeah, he did spend it on. I mean, it's not stupid shit, but it's one of those things where it's like your house can only hold so many people. Like it'd
I'm
be
pretty
different if
sure
he
his
bought like.
house, I mean, if everybody else's house is selling like this, he's probably going to go for a good price.
I mean, yeah, but he just bought it. Like he bought it like this year.
Oh, he just not bought a house?
Yeah, he just now bought a house. He had his dad up there, and I'm just like, I would have never expected that you would have been little Yachty's father. Like you just look like a Caribbean dad who just don't give a shit. So I would have thought that you would have influenced him to be much better at things. But hey, sometimes it skips over.
Well, did he stay about the streets because he didn't want the heat? That's the only
Yeah.
song I know about him. And then that Oprah
Oh
bank
man,
account song, because I remember you was a Yachty fan. I was just like, I ain't not really fucking with
I
Lil
have
Doke.
his first two albums on vinyl, and the only reason I have them on vinyl is because it came at right place, right time. I still go back listen to some of that Oprah bank account. Well, no, the Oprah bank account was
That was his
several
last
things.
song,
whose
Yeah,
music y'all talking about? I had to step away from it.
Lil Yachty.
Lil Yachty.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I told him I wasn't a
Yeah,
fan.
you're not a fan.
Lil Boat. Well, no, Lil Boat was the only one that I actually paid attention to because it had so many bangers for when I was actively DJing at that time. That's about
Coldest
it.
Minnesota, coldest
Yeah,
Minnesota.
like that was the only relevant one for him because it actually was getting mad rotation. But now he's just a
I
gimmick.
mean, yeah, but I go back and listen to like some of the other stuff that he made from that same time period off that same album. And that one song he made about, just being with a girl for one night, it's like any nigga can resonate with that song because it's just like, I just want you for the night.
Remember what we said about certain rappers can't do certain things, and that's what Eminem has been a cheat code for because that nigga's been doing the goofy shit that niggas can't do. That's one of them. I mean, granted, Yachty don't talk about. He ain't really talking about guns and busing and all that shit. But the
He
people
was.
around, yeah, but it
I
wasn't.
mean,
Nobody took
yeah,
him
but not
serious.
really. Not really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just like Ray Shrumman. Ray Shrumman and them ain't really about that shit. So we don't take that shit. Like niggas ain't about to do shit, and even if they say it in the
True.
songs, we don't take it that way.
They
Did
are in
they
the same
fall off?
category. Yeah, they completely fell off. But you're right. They're in the same category
Did
of
they
them
both
making
fall
songs.
off? I thought Sway Lee would stay around.
No,
I
no, no.
got him.
Sway Lee's a feature artist now, but
They
that's in the
fell
same
off.
category as Yachty.
They fell off because they broke up.
Also, that too. Like they should have kept the magic going.
Yeah.
Plus, their last album was trash. Like I don't want an album with you guys, but you guys are each doing
If
your own albums.
yeah,
Like nigga,
if
make songs together. I don't give a shit if you hate each other.
we
This nigga could have fucked your wife, and I don't care. Go in there to the
I thought they were
studio.
outcasts.
Exactly. That's what they thought.
But we said it a few episodes ago. Like if they would have took those three albums, the Ray Shrumman project and their individual albums, and cut all the fat, it would have been another good ass Ray Shrumman album. Because the
Correct.
first two albums were actually pretty good.
Yeah, the first two albums were decent. They just threw it away. I mean, they're getting replaced by that Yahweh Tyler guy, but I mean, not really because he doesn't really sing high enough to be Sway Lee.
I don't think they're going to be easily replaced because they are put like this. They replaced Travis Porter, and they did a good job replacing it.
Well, somebody in between Travis Porter and them, we just not thinking of them.
I mean, yeah, we're not thinking of them because they didn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
None of them ever matter. Like Travis Porter didn't really matter.
They jumped in and jumped out. No, if you think about it, they were after Travis Porter because No Type and all that came out a couple 2014.
Yeah, 13. Damn,
Travis
man.
Porter was back in 2006, 7, 8, man. Like that's what I'm saying. It had to be somebody in between that we were thinking about.
Oh, Travis Porter held it down for a while though. That's the thing.
Travis Porter was done.
They're 2008, and they were done in 2010. So that means that they probably had like 2 years in between there, which
Migos. All right, Migos was in between.
Migos, okay, yeah.
They were in between.
Yeah, but the difference is Migos was literally the opposite of that. Even though these niggas from Lawrenceville, Georgia.
Yeah, but it's just that they were in that lane, and then the Ray Sherman came in that lane, and they shared the same space, but they were in different parts of the club. So it wasn't like it didn't overlap. They were uniquely themselves in their music, and then they both differentiated themselves when Migos hit that Fight Night, Bad and Bougie era, and then these fools hit the
Absolutely Wealthy.
What was it? The Mannequin
Black
Challenge.
Beatles.
Black Beatles is what? Yeah. We could blame them for all the fucking challenges we got now.
Not necessarily.
They
fed into
music to it. Yeah, music because that song wasn't as big until it became a social media challenge, and then
that song wasn't even the right. They should have did "Look Alive" for the Mannequin Challenge.
Yeah,
not Black
they
Beatles.
should have done like
"Look Alive" made more sense.
"Look Alive" was a banger too. Actually, they stepped on "Look Alive" with the Mannequin Challenge too. That was the crazy thing. Or the Black Beatles, they stepped on it.
That song was much better.
They did not let it actually go to where it should have been. Because if they came in with that shit at the very end of the whole thing, they would have been able to extend the whole challenge.
They had another song on there too that was pretty dope that I fucked with. What's the name of it? It was hold on, I gotta find it now because that's like my favorite. It is. Swing. You know some young niggas like the swing. Yeah. Swing.
Oh, so it was Swing. But Swing I thought was late. I thought it was a different album later in their career.
No, that was they did it after Black Beatles. That was the thing.
And so it's like one of those things where they just drop a single, see how it does, and then go make the next album based off that.
So it didn't nothing was going to surpass Black Beatles.
I mean, they really haven't had anything pop after Black Beatles
though. They tried to with that Power Slide, but that was just not it.
But the problem with Power Slide was it was too poppy of a beat.
If Power Slide would have came out when it should have been on the Fast and the Furious movie.
Exactly.
Would have got something.
Yeah, they could put it on Fast and Furious. That shit would have actually gone well because it's not a bad song. It's just it's too pop to really catch. Unless it has
what happened was what was bad for them was Plain Jane and the song with G Money came out. Or G-Eazy came out. And that was the same thing. They took that same sound and that was the worst out of all of them.
It did age the worst out of all of those. That's a great thing. I mean, I really love this opening in the music. I hope everybody who's listening likes it just as much as us because now we're going into white men killing Asians and somehow black people are to blame. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. Yes, I went out on that part, I think. That's why I didn't know.
That's okay, man.
Hey, what's his name is there? I see him now. Giark.
Yeah, Giark, because Craig apparently said fuck us. But we got some for you, Craig. We're gonna replace you as Alex. We're gonna replace you with the white woman. That's how it's gonna be.
When I first came around, and I was like, Craig's suspicious, man. I had bad interactions with him.
I'm just saying, Craig ain't been that way since he wasn't that way before you came. I'm just
saying. Man, it's
Craig don't like you,
Craig. I've beefed with every Craig I come across.
I really think and I'm not even joking, like dead serious. We didn't have these issues.
Before All Might came, All Might brought all the issues. The entire evil group of Craigs came after you, All Might. Thank you.
I beef with technology on the regular since I can't beef with people as much as I want to.
It takes so much time.
Niggas. Yeah, it does take a lot of time. Although, man, I crushed a nigga on Twitter the other day for saying some dumb shit. It was hilarious because when no one sided with me, he just kept getting more and more to where it was like, bro, like, fix your life.
Are black people jumping on this Asian attack thing? Because I'm just like,
no.
I see a lot of black people side-eyed.
LeBron did.
Well, yeah. Well, LeBron, we knew LeBron was
Well,
going to jump in because
LeBron
his
works for the
Chinese
NBA.
masters were going to tell him
Yeah, of
that
course.
he'd jump on it.
Well, at first, all right, so LeBron didn't say anything and they attacked LeBron. And then once the shooting happened, he just did one little post. He didn't say nothing out loud, I don't think. Oh, he didn't do it. He just said one post. And then they were like, oh, we appreciate you talking out, speaking out about it, blah, blah, blah. All that
It's
shit.
not a real thing.
Well, it's not a thing on the scale of the violence against other minorities.
Say it right. Say it right. No, it is a thing. It just ain't
Correct.
a real thing until it's happened to anybody that's not us.
Okay. If these people were black, they wouldn't give a shit.
No, because
and
it's only
Asians
going to
don't
happen.
give a shit about us.
They would march, and then no change would happen.
Because all y'all do is gonna go vote for the Democrat in 2 more years without no demands.
Asians voted for Democrats too, but Asians always
I keep
retain
telling
the
you,
threat.
it's not enough for them to vote. No one cares.
Yeah, they only like 4%, right?
Again, I keep telling you, there's no reason for them to vote, or if it wasn't a thing, they wouldn't be getting a bill about to be passed. Bills come from money. That's the difference between niggas.
I'm letting you know they have money. I agree with you on that thing. But they don't vote because I met this Asian guy. It was a very common saying. He says Asian people don't watch the news because they know it's propaganda. So when they get to America, they're like, why you don't watch the news? Well, our news is definitely propaganda. Y'all just don't know it. But they all know it's propaganda. We don't know our news is propaganda for the left or the right.
Well, the reason why you say we, because majority of we are uneducated and ignorant.
Correct.
Bro, I just think they don't ever question it. And that's it's not necessarily. I guess ignorance is not the question. Anything that's going on. I guess somebody. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I go with that. Yeah,
it's what it is. I mean, we unfortunately a majority of our majority is a bunch of niggas. There's less black people than niggas.
There's way less black people than niggas.
No. There are more black people than niggas.
No,
I think but the black people with nigga tendencies.
Niggas populate at a rate that black people never will. Niggas is having 4 kids in the trap. Yeah, one of them kids might escape, but 75% of niggas is repopulating in nigga areas.
Put like this: in theory, I'm supposed to be a nigga, not a black person. If I were to come and follow the trend of my lineage,
and he the only one that escaped.
Hold on, who you calling a nigga?
I'm not talking about family. I'm not talking about the podcast, nigga.
No. I'm talking about like
this nigga just shitted on his entire family.
Correct.
No,
that's what
I'm not gonna shit. Well, no, I'm not gonna shit on my family. I'm just saying, like, when I say niggas, I'm gonna say people that choose to be comfortable in the bucket of crabs.
I'm gonna personalize it for you like this, R. On my mother's side of the family, which are black people, there's a handful of people. I can count up my relatives on 2 hands. On my father's side of the family, which are niggas, there are more people on that side of the family than we all, me, you, and all my have hands and feet. Niggas populate at a rate that black people don't because black people think about the consequences of having kids not in wedlock or having kids and not doing this, that, and the third. You consider yourself to be a black person with nigga tendencies, but you're further into the black person thing that you like to think. And that's why you want to give this to black people. But unfortunately, black people are dying out. Niggas are continuing. And unless we reverse the trend by having a shit ton of women, which I mean, or not a shit ton of women, having a shit ton of children, preferably half women, half men. You generally don't want more than a split of that.
And if I got to clean it up to say it in a more political PC fashion, there are other black people in my family. But like you said, I can count them all probably on one hand. And it's just the decisions that everybody made.
Just think about the people that you thought about, or think about the people who you talk to. Like, that one uncle or cousin that you have that's really into guns.
I don't really care about calling new niggas.
Well, I'm saying think about that one cousin or uncle that you have that's really into guns. On the surface, people might say that he's a nigga, but he's accumulated property, weapons, money, status.
No, he's definitely not a nigga.
Exactly. But I'm saying, like, those are the people that you're listening to. Those are the people who are running things in your family as far as when you go to what things actually matter. Niggas make a lot of noise. Niggas will march. Niggas will protest. Niggas don't want to vote. But niggas will do all the other things because, there's...
I think that me and you disagree on the point of voting, because I don't think you should just vote without it meaning something or you getting something in return.
But
because I felt like we helped the Democrats get elected every time, but They just as soon as they get in there, they start talking about Asian hate.
Well,
You
no,
talking about
but
big
that's
elections and
not
little
the.
elections though? Like,
Yeah, that's the thing about it is little elections matter more. I think those should be the focal point.
yeah,
But the problem here is that yes, you say like Democrats get in and nothing changes, but we had Trump get in there, and then Trump changed a whole bunch of things that negatively impacted niggas.
Like
Now, not
what?
at the scale. So the tax cuts, all this shit
Okay.
goes away for niggas in
But
4 years.
that's for the you too, though.
No, I will be firmly in the tax bracket
No.
where
Joe Biden don't let you know something. Joe Biden.
no, Joe Biden is saying that he's going to attack people who make 400,000 or more. But if you
Bro,
listen to Sager and Crystal Ball, they went over the fact that the IRS literally said we are not going after niggas who make over six figures. Like we're literally not doing it
I
because
don't
it's
believe
not
him.
worth it. Well, no, they're not because people who have six figures, like when you get to that point in the next 6 to 12 months, Reed, and you join us at the six-figure nigga roundtable, what you're gonna realize is when you have that level of money, you can afford a lawyer who can make it to where the IRS are actually gonna have to expense resources. And that's the thing the IRS has nothing of because Obama, which niggas always hate to remember, Obama started this when he put that one woman in charge of the IRS and she began cutting them. Like, remember, the IRS used to be feared during the 90s. They were feared during the first half of the 2000s. Not so much under Bush, but hey, it happens. But when Obama took over, it was still going smooth. But in 2013, that's when IRS began all those budget cuts. And the problem is when you don't have resources and you don't have people, you can't go against the people who are Goliath who have the money. You go against poor people who can't afford a fucking lawyer. And that's just always been how it's going to be.
I forgot what we were talking about originally because we went to the left.
I mean, yeah, we
you
went to left. We were talking about Asian hate, but I
anti-democratic.
was just going with the fact that Asians have money, and that's the thing that matters here because that's the thing that directly impacts whether people make bills. If niggas actually kept money in their pockets, I think Reed, you'd be right. Niggas would be a force to be reckoned with. But the problem is niggas keep wanting to style, wear Jabos. Just joking. Jabos has been out for a
Bro,
long
that
time.
all this shit is not just bought by niggas. White people buy this shit too.
Yes, but niggas let it
But
leave their community. The average nigga, the average black person only has $13,000 worth of
By the way,
assets.
this nigga
The
said
average,
Jabos, but we ain't even gonna have to talk about that. We're gonna
no,
keep
that's
moving
what I
forward.
said. I made a joke. I was gonna go with Gucci. But
black
go ahead.
people aren't the ones that made Gucci, Louis, and all those designer brands top tier in the sense financially, exposure wise, a
Yes.
little bit to other blacks because the whites that they don't buy the same Gucci, Louis that blacks buy. Like
They buy
it's
the more expensive.
I mean, true, it is. It's shit that niggas don't even see because it ain't on the racks. It ain't available to you. It ain't even in this
It's not at your
country.
outlet store. It's not at your
Yeah.
Gucci store. This is
So
that shit that you got to be invited to buy.
it's kind of like not we. I'm not gonna include myself because I don't give a fuck. But like there's a tier of nigga that think that they're so lavish that they're wearing blinders selectively, thinking that y'all ain't on my level because I got this new whatever. I don't know because there's so many different fucking names.
Bro, I
But
wouldn't even know you had it on.
yeah,
Well, yeah, because
exactly.
you're not tag watching, but you're also not a stripper, gold
But
digger, or prostitute.
remember when I told you I had a group of niggas I knew from like 2016 that like sat there and looked at me like I was crazy because I didn't know what Balenciaga was, a bald man. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, and
Like,
that's how it's always going to be because niggas is always going to be obsessed with status. Because again, if you have someone who knows that they don't really have assets, the thing they're going to do is make it so that they look rich, so that
right.
people consider them to be
And,
rich.
and
Although most people don't consider you to be rich just because you're wearing designer brands. We just know you the nigga we want to rob.
and that group of niggas that I'm talking about, we all were employed, we all in the military time. I actually had more bread than assets and more liquidity than they did. Like I was in a way better position, but I didn't stunt like that. My clothes didn't look the same. I still looked as fly. It's just the fact that I didn't have as many logos on me. Half the shit I
True.
was wearing didn't even have a name brand on it. It was some fly shit I saw in like a small Korean shop that was just dope. Like
I
I don't
mean,
yeah, I don't even most of the shit I have don't have a big name on it. It's just what's flying, what's not. I'm not about to fucking inconvenience myself with some shit just because it got that logo.
what?
Now,
You just don't
20
want to buy
something talk
logos?
to 20 something year old me that bought a fucking big ass chain and shit like that. That's a whole different game. But I didn't do that all the way until I hit 30.
I just think
So
we give these niggas too much power. But whatever, fuck them niggas,
If
man.
all right, if that's true, all right, what was the docket at? Because I don't even know, like you said, what we were supposed to be with it.
We're
Yeah,
supposed to be
but
on Asians.
either way, bro.
Getting
But let's just get overall point. I think we all agree question this Asian violence thing to some extent because we know what it's really about.
it's a power
It's a,
move, and to be
yeah,
honest, I can't even be mad at it because
I'm
this
not
is
mad at it, but
this
it's
is the
bullshit. I mean,
yeah, but
that's
it
kind of
doesn't matter if it's
bullshit that we
bullshit.
keep dealing with Democrats. Like
But
y'all
the
will do all this
Democrats,
shit for
but the
everybody else.
Republicans are never going to give a shit about you because you're black. That's just point blank, period. What it is. If you become rich,
Well, I think I don't ever argue for
it's not.
Republicans to go ahead.
no, it's
I'll
like
go
if they
like this.
compare it to like Herschel Walker, then yeah, they'll throw you out there. They'll throw you some bread. They'll make you whatever. But the problem here is that we really don't have a populist party, which is like I'm really glad that you brought me back into the Hill sort of subcategories. Like that's the problem is we're stuck between people who really don't give a shit about us and people who make it blatantly obvious to our faces they would rape our mothers if they were allowed to.
This is a dead horse though. Like every time we had a discussion, not us, I'm talking about the fucking community as a whole of
But we
blacks.
keep doing the same shit.
But that's because it's easier to do the same shit than it
You
is
know
to
why?
actually make a
But we
black
know
party.
why.
That is
It's
fucking true.
there's the out and then we got the same. That's how we led to the niggas versus black people argument. It's the
True.
organization that's requires a certain level of fucking
Yeah.
at least logic, common logic.
I'm letting y'all know they gonna have to be Nina Turner like for me to get them to get my vote. So also donate to Nina Turner if you can. I don't care if it's $5, guys. Go donate to Nina Turner's house campaign because she's the only one I think will talk for you.
Correct. She's the only one who's out here going to say the things that matter. But speaking of another black person who got themselves effed up, this topic actually came from somebody on Twitter who gave us sort of a heads up. But it was on the Cornel West tenure thing. So how much do you
Mhm.
guys know about this, or should I just go into it?
I
I
mean, bro,
mean,
he keep like I told what they call him, man. Cornel West. What we call him? What he really
Bootleg
is?
Negroes.
No,
Bootleg
no,
Negroes.
he not there. He's a prophet. What they call it? Oh man,
Uh, Profit Pimp.
no, poor pimp, prophet, poor pimp, whatever. So pretty much he pushes that message, but in the end, he he's just gonna keep saying the same thing over and over again. He's not really there. Everything he says is true to some extent, but like I don't think he'll ever
are
put
you
the will
basically saying
behind
he's an
it.
opportunist?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
basically.
That's why I
Okay.
Yeah,
don't
he's an
really care about
opportunist.
what's going on with him. He's an opportunist because, like, what has he really done?
Oh, you know
He's
what? All right. You know, I got a good point that adds to that because it kind of went to the first point too. Because I actually have a couple people I know, friends, and some are like subordinates that are looking to get into HBCUs, and they were asking me to help with some of the stuff I knew a little bit from going to school and whatnot. And I was like, I've never been to one. I've been to predominantly white universities,
PWIs.
but the thing that was funny was I was like, it's not this difficult, and it falls into it falls into the politics. How come shit that is solely based on blacks is so janky compared to the other side, the opposition? Even with Jewish schools, even with Asian schools, but I'm just it's like
Oh no, there's
our
like three
product,
of them.
but our product is so shitty. Like our obviously like Harvard, not Harvard, Howard, and what I think A&T have
Oh,
legitimate like
standards.
resources like web pages, staffing to where
Well,
doing what you need to do is
because
command.
they're not using what they have to their advantage. Like it's some things like when they talk about the kids going to HBCUs, they
Mhm.
have to do that. Like those kind of things. Like if the number one draft pick started going to HBCUs and all this stuff for the next 7 years, those resources would get them more money, and then you would
oh
But
hope.
yeah.
no, read. But the thing is, a lot of the problems are that the money with with these schools is being it's some shady business going on.
Well, there's
Well, it's
shady
not
business
shady
going on at those
business.
schools too, though.
It,
You
It
know what
well,
I'm
is
saying?
too,
yeah,
but
but
it's not being done on the same tier.
well, no, it's not. It's
No,
not. It's not that it's not being done on the same scale because it is.
it is.
Universities and colleges are basically same thing as religions. Hate for people to hear this and be like, "Oh my God, right?" No, businesses like that are supposedly for people's well-being and education or their enlightenment. So they'll end all religions here are
Mhm.
oftentimes run by some of the scummiest people because those people naturally gravitate towards power. But to
Right.
kind of bring this whole thing full circle, the reason that it works out so badly, Reed, is because it's a lot like these African countries where people will literally line their pockets with money that's supposed to be used for a specific purpose. Thing that's happening in white schools and in black schools. The difference is white schools have huge endowments that can literally pay for the fuckery, whereas black schools have minor endowments which can be easily destroyed based on one, chairman deciding to steal from the company or steal from the school. But it really is a company. I mean, that's literally what happened with Morris Brown, and that happened during our lifetime. Like that school didn't just fall apart. Like it was a long, long, long series of events that were basically started with people
Correct.
skimming money here, skimming money there, cutting back programs here, cutting back programs there, and next thing you know, students are dropping out by the thousands,
So
and you
just to
lose
give y'all a
accreditation.
point, somebody like Deion Sanders, what he's doing is what everybody, all these athletes and all this second generation, all this kind of shit, what
Mhm.
they do is they send their kids to these white universities. I'm sorry, they're white. I'm not trying you have to do this, but it would help the general cause because you second generation niggas can make a big difference. LeBron kid ain't gonna never touch no HBCUs. Never.
I don't think he's
Right.
going
Never.
to college.
I mean, he's going.
Well, no, I think
The rule
LeBron wants him to
changes
go.
the same year that he's eligible for the draft.
I mean,
It
we'll
changes
see.
in
I'm
20
pretty sure he's going.
2022.
Yeah,
They
but
don't
the
want
thing
to
about it
change
is
it.
he's smart. He's smart enough to realize that his kid doesn't have to, and that's
If
really
I
the
he
mean,
biggest problem here.
if he
But
does, then he's gonna send him to like Duke or something. He's gonna send him to
correct.
the
Duke, Kentucky.
yeah.
That's it.
Duke, Kentucky is a smart idea. But the main thing here, getting back to the whole Cornel West thing, I think it goes beyond that because from reading the article that this gentleman presented to us, cheers, pal. Basically, he was saying that look, the guy who actually wrote the letter for Cornel West to join Harvard is like, hey, he wrote what he believed to be a 10-year review. It wasn't something that was out right there just saying, hey, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you're getting this. But it was pretty much like the guy's like, hey, I've written hundreds of these, and they all start out like this. It's basically a review. And Cornel West deserved tenure. Like that's something that we need to acknowledge here. He's done more for Harvard as far as upping their game, bringing kind of the attention that you want to have at the school, and they denied him tenure. Now, did they outright say that they're going to give him tenure? Probably not. It's not in the school's best interest to say that. But everyone
Speaking
knows
within
how the
writing.
fucking education game is played. You come in there with no contract, and if they like you well enough, they throw you a contract. They basically were enjoying all the things that Cornel West brought to them, but they didn't want to give the doctor nothing because, I mean, at the same time, the dean of Harvard really don't like black folks. I mean, y'all saw them having the whole scandal where they didn't want to have Asians at school because they thought too many were getting in, which is irony at its finest. But it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know why Cornel West went into this thinking that these white people weren't going to fuck him because they always try to
That's
fuck you.
their whole thing too. That's what's funny about it.
Yeah,
Aren't
that is
a
the part that's funny.
majority of the board on at Harvard Jewish?
Probably,
I
but we're
mean,
not gonna go there.
I can't confirm or deny that, but at the same time, it goes to show that we keep having these things, as Reed was saying, going back to schools. If we would just pour all the black talent into our HBCUs, all of them, there's only like 34 left. Like we've lost a bunch in the last 3 decades. But if we would just pour all of our talent and arts into HBCUs, then we would have a much better standard. But also part of it is we got to actually treat these schools like
So
they're actual
like they
schools. Like
matter.
I have a whatever you want to say. I can't even think of the words to that. Addendum to add to that. How about we pour it into the top right now, the ones that are
well,
actually
no,
doing
I don't
right.
think we need to do top. I think we need to do all. But I also think that the ones at the bottom, looking at you, FAMU and North Carolina A&T, I think the two of them, we need to have a chastity clause because these niggas been infecting our population with HIV and AIDS for a very long time. Like it's
I don't know
known.
about
Like we got
that.
we have to because the STD rates
All
at white
right.
schools is nowhere close to the STD rates
So
that it is in some of these lower black schools. Not talking about Morehouse, not talking about
hey, but
Spelman, not talking
let
about
me tell you
Hampton
something about Morehouse.
or Howard.
Go to their webpage and try to fucking register as a new student or try to get the process started. It is clunky, it is not user friendly, and half the shit, including numbers and emails, are inaccurate.
I mean, yeah, but
That's
that's
trash. That is
something
a
that
trash. That is a trash product to produce.
I'm not saying that the product is not in need of improvement. But you also have to think about all of the money that they're spending on these things and the fact that they have programmers there. They're just
Correct.
not being put on this
I
kind of
agree.
stuff. Like
That's
that's
what's but that's the first impression. And then I'm talking on behalf of somebody who's working with adults who's just transferring over that has a GI Bill that's going to guarantee the funds compared to somebody who is with their parents and say they got parents that are reluctant to send their kids there. The minute they get a reason to say, "Oh hell no, you ain't going there," they're going to attack. And the hurdles that the people I know that had to go to just to get in contact with the admissions office to make sure that everything is good, they went through weeks of hurdles just to get, yeah, we got everything. Don't worry. You'll hear something in this amount of weeks. That would piss me the fuck off if I was a parent.
I mean, yeah, but the thing about it here
Compared to
is,
sending my child to this accredited white school.
yeah, but the white schools had money the entire time. They had this, they have the ability to staff the resources the way that they need to be staffed,
coded
and that is
to
directly our fault.
that
These
is,
were
but
our universities.
also it's not as expensive to hire the team of coding, team
Right.
of coders to do that now.
I'm not saying that it's not as expensive. I'm just saying if you're looking at providing one more scholarship versus providing a better user interface, you're going to choose
Hey,
one more scholarship
Riker, I don't
over
know
the
if you want to
interface.
hear this, but you're doing something that the black coaches have been doing too much. We've been given too
Making
much bill.
excuses.
Yeah. We got to hold it to the same standard. That's the only reason I'm not doing it because it's black. I'm one of those folks that I hold it to the same standard. Like, sorry, you don't have it. You need to find a way to get there.
Well,
And
nigga,
that's the only way we're.
I'm gonna put you in touch with Morehouse, and you can go give
let
his
me
grievances.
let you in on a little secret. Riker ain't sending none of his kids to no HBCU.
Oh,
No,
we already know.
that's not true. I'm
Uh,
definitely, I would definitely send my kids to Howard.
Howard. To Howard. I was about to say that's the only school I see him going into. And
I
I
would
hate that
definitely.
Howard. I hate that that's our only go-to, but
Well,
unfortunately, they're the ones that got it right.
Hampton's another one. Hampton's another
Hampton is
one.
another one,
Hampton's
Yeah,
decent. Yeah, I know a few people that
but
went there. It's
Howard,
but
you
mad
can't
stigma.
spell, man.
you look at Howard or Hampton's website and compare it to
TSU.
Morehouse.
Spell
TSU was
me,
decent.
No,
I've been there.
TSU's pretty good too. TSU's pretty good
spell
too.
me.
But
I
SIU
no,
is
went.
Spelman's website's
Carbondale.
good too. It's just Morehouse's that is trash.
Morehouse's is trash, but also they literally provide you with a shit ton of numbers that don't work. Because I was helping about trying to call numbers. I had to go to Google that led me to a third-party site that led me to another site that's not affiliated with Morehouse to get a number to call.
I mean, that does sound like Morehouse.
That's like
I would
that's
never send my
trash.
kids to Morehouse. Well, especially a son. I just don't. I would just say, being in Atlanta, their culture is just not what I want to send
Well,
my
Well,
son.
the
You send a kid to Morehouse to get the name. Like you send a kid like junior year
Mm-mm.
to get the name, and then you're out.
so
Because
looking at the
go ahead.
products that I've seen. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I have a Duke graduate that's in my extended family, and I have a Harvard graduate that's in my current my extended family. And I'm looking at the products they produce compared to the others, and yeah, it ain't. I got we got a current Howard
Kind of
student right now, and the Howard one
none
is
of
turning out to be another good turn of product, but that's the only one that's again Howard's the exception because it's the only one doing it right, at least behind the scenes illegally. But
it depends on what you're going to school for. Because I believe if
a
you have to go to
doctor,
graduate
a
school,
lawyer,
I would
and
not be a graduate black school student. I'd be an undergrad. Like if they're trying to be a doctor, then yeah, you can.
well, no
You can.
undergrad. These are grad. The Duke is an undergrad. The
Correct.
Howard is an undergrad. The Harvard is that was his obviously the MD, school and all that shit.
Okay.
Or that's where he went to get his doctorate
I
from and
thought
all
Duke
that.
was supposed to be good for doctors. If
It
I'm not
is.
Duke is supposed
mistaken.
to be
It
good for
is.
doctors.
It
Yeah, I
has a
thought they
good,
had a good school of
yeah.
medicine.
But he went back there to be because he's going to be an entertainment lawyer, I think. So he went there for his first, few years, and I think he's about to graduate now with
Okay. I believe
his
your undergrad should be
whatever.
fine for one of these HBCUs, but when you get your graduates, I think you should go to Ivy League and you help the cause. Can we get some of you guys to do
No,
that?
because that's the problem is you're giving the bulk of the money over to Ivy League because your bachelor's
Hey,
degree
bro.
matters, but
What
that
I'm
ain't the
saying
same.
is, they participate in the process. That's all I'm saying. Like,
I
can we get
mean,
y'all to
yes,
do that?
they would be participating in the process, but I think the problem here is that yes, you're right. We should make sure that our HBCU websites look good, and we definitely need to give Morehouse. Someone needs to talk to them about their website and
Some
why this shit
impressions,
is run
I
man.
don't
on
like Morehouse culture,
1980.
bro. I feel like it's not black culture. It's like white neoliberal culture.
I
But that's a
think
whole nother argument.
I think you haven't had enough experience with Morehouse guys, but they are very much a frat culture, so that may also be what ticks you off a little bit because they are very cliquish and very insular. Like, oh man, you're not Morehouse, man.
I don't give a
It's like
fuck. I beat
it's
your
like
Morehouse ass, nigga.
I mean, I would recommend in Atlanta you do not. There's a lot of Morehouse niggas
I don't give a
up
fuck about none
and
of them niggas.
around.
They can bring their whole crew. What they gonna bring the
They're
nigga with
not
the
bringing
pink
their
purse
crew. They
on?
bring it. They bring in the police and the prosecution
God,
all
kill
throughout the
all
city
of
of Atlanta. First and foremost, nigga, no, you're not.
them.
You're not going out like
Hey,
Rambo.
bro,
Every nigga thinks they Rambo.
if you gotta kill somebody, you make sure you kill them all, down to the children.
You're not gonna do any of that. So again,
See, that's what
the
you don't
thing
know about
here.
me. I'm a murderer.
Ultimately, the message of all this is Cornell fell for the okie doke,
Oh
and he
yeah, we
know he
forgot
did,
about him.
and he's
That's what
using
you get, nigga.
media to get his message out, so people feel bad and petition to get him his 10-year
I don't
rich.
think
They
he's
want that.
using media to do it. He's just
He's
trying to
just
do a shame because he knows they're not gonna change their decision. I mean, he
and
knows that much. But it's just one of those things where it's like he brought a lot to the program, and this is why we be telling people like you gotta avoid these white institutions when it comes time for you to do whatever. Because Boyce Watkins was the same thing as this when he got kicked out of his university because the white folks decided that they didn't like this black economics professor. Well, sorry, not economics, finance doctorate telling people the truth. He's like, no, you need to not teach these niggas shit. But in other news of the upper echelons talking shit to the regular people, so Kylie Jenner's makeup artist got in a car accident and needs emergency $60,000 brain surgery. Instead of just paying for it because she's a fucking billionaire, she decided to ask her fans to donate. Nearing the end of the GoFundMe, she decided to donate $5,000 when she's literally a billionaire. As Natalie B. Fitness said, the wrong people have money.
Well, America needs to attack the billionaire in general, but they never gonna.
I mean, I feel
But
like it
yeah,
will happen, but it's gonna take people like literally just like my family died of cancer.
yeah, because like
So
I don't even think she realized she did something wrong.
no, she doesn't. And all these people are making excuses for it too. Like
um,
she's a billionaire. That doesn't mean that she has to solve
did
all the world's problems. It's like
what
No, she just have to
the
solve the
same
ones near her.
the same people that started a GoFundMe for her so she can be the youngest billionaire in history.
correct. And then when they didn't get a whole lot of money, got pissed off. We're like, how come you guys aren't donating? Because I wouldn't fucking donate to someone who's already
The
rich.
same person that gets they said 200K per post.
Correct.
I don't
She
want to give
Yeah.
her
gets
shit.
she gets a lot
Hey,
of
I
money.
don't know. Have we ever said this on the podcast? Fuck the Kardashian Jenners, all of
Well,
them.
we all feel that way,
I
but
mean, no, we've said it. It's just it's
Okay,
interesting just watching
because we didn't even
how
talk
this kind
about
of stuff
Kanye
plays out.
and his divorce.
that this
Oh
this
yeah, well
this
that's what this was going to end up leading, which is Kim is going to get a lot of money out of this.
that's
I
why she
don't think
wanted the
so.
kids. That's why she had all those kids,
I
dude.
think
There
they've been
she got
good.
the
I think
leverage.
they've been good though. I
Mm,
think they so
Yeah,
far you
but
never
they
heard
got
about
married
him
in
getting screwed.
California. They got married in California.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm saying like from what you hearing about it, it's not like she's trying to screw him over.
she's
Oh no,
not,
no, no! I
but
don't think she's trying to screw him over, but just based on how courts go, she's going to end up
yeah,
screwing him over.
they're gonna give him because he garnered his wealth and assets while they were married, and she has all the kids.
Correct.
Even with the kids, I think they did the 50-50 split. Like I really don't think she's
Do
malicious
you?
in her thing.
Sir,
From
if
what
you
I've
Her
have
heard.
mom is though, but she
1.5
doesn't
billion
make.
dollars, yeah.
That's a
But
family lawyer. That's not her lawyer, and her mom makes those decisions.
yeah, that's funny.
Exactly. Yeah, her mom makes those decisions.
That's
Well,
the
no, it's like
thing.
that. It was like that when my brother got divorced too. Like the mother stepped in, brought her lawyer. What was going to be an amicable split turned into a nightmare from hell because again, as long as the mother is alive, she's going to make sure that you pay for
And
this dissolving.
who did Kanye lash out against on social media? The mom.
Correct. Because she was in the daughter's ear the whole time. Now, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that Kanye didn't do anything wrong here, because to be honest, I don't know. But what I do know is like when we saw Kanye West giving that one post that now echoes in our ear, where Kanye was asking his wife after he became more Christian and more actually trying to be like Christ,
What he
and he
thought
was
was
just
gonna
like,
happen.
I mean, when he was like, hey, I just don't like seeing my wife, have my wife out there. She was just like, oh, it's
You mean
nothing.
the
It's
one that
like,
got the sex tape
Kanye,
out there? Yeah.
you realize that the thing that made you interested in her was because she was famous. She got famous off of
Well,
sex tape. And on
isn't
top of that,
rumor?
you should know the Kardashians don't have souls. So what the hell did you think was going to happen?
I'll say rumor isn't wasn't he talking to her when she was with Reggie Bush?
Well, the thing with Reggie Bush was that was a media campaign stunt, so I don't even count that as being
I
wrong
mean, he smashed and
because
dipped. He got what he got out of it.
exactly Reggie Bush just wanted to go to Africa with Kim and then just be like, all right, well, this is nice, thanks, I
But
appreciate
I
you being a
think
travel buddy.
I'm not even suspicious to believe that it was Chris that had that that release saying what Kanye was worth well more than what he was to influence the judge and when they make their decision.
Yeah, but Kanye just submitted his stuff to Forbes, and he's saying that he wants to be worth 6.6 billion. So he's asking for them to do
I
whatever.
think they're baiting. I think they're baiting him into that because his ego plays a part in that shit, and he not like I ain't gonna say he ain't
Well,
realizing it, but obviously
no. You're right. He's not realizing, and that's because Kanye West got rid of all the people who would tell him that you're making a dumb fucking decision after the whole Amber,
if there's
whatever
anybody that
saga.
I want anybody I want to talk to me any kind of
I
way
didn't
when it
want to give
comes
it
to
to you.
my decisions and my words is my lawyer. If I'm a billionaire,
Well, no. I'm saying he got rid of those people who were supposed to be talking to him during the time frame that he was transitioning into the Kardashian lifestyle. That's what's
oh
so
that part,
insidious
okay.
and dangerous is the fact that if you like the thing about it is if I got to the point where I was super rich, I would still have you guys around because I need people to tell me, nigga, you're making the wrong decision.
You
You
wouldn't
need someone to
listen.
tell you, no, I would because I've learned my lesson as far as how things go. And I'm not trying to
Oh,
relearn. I'm not trying to relearn this lesson for a
I feel like I
third,
really
fourth,
about to
fifth,
bring
sixth,
this
seventh,
around to
eighth,
something
ninth
else.
time.
oh
No,
man. He know
he's going
he
to.
know what I'm talking about. He
I
knows,
know.
but I
Well,
don't
I
think
mean,
I
I know
said anything.
some
It
of
was
it.
one of those things I
Well,
kept
no,
to
you didn't.
myself.
You didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Armstead said something, but why would I trust this thing over relationships?
Yeah,
Like, I'm
because I
sorry.
talked to him about it. I was like, I agree with him. Me and him talked about it in the background. I was just like, Riker ain't gonna listen to nobody. So it's like whatever.
No. If you said something, I would have heard you.
I was
If
like,
Armstead
bro.
says something, I'm not going to because I'm sorry, nigga. You're tender. All right.
But
You
let's just
don't. You.
understand something about Armstead. Me and Armstead talk a lot.
I know you
Although
and Armstead talk a lot. You
in the
guys are best
background,
friends.
I would just tell you that from like his experience from last week, he was like, that's a good one.
And he's
So in
not
case
gonna
you
settle
didn't
down
know.
with that one, so it's not gonna matter.
No, you. Like the whole
Oh,
situation.
oh, oh,
Yeah.
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 I mean, yeah, but that's the thing about it is
But
it's not hard when you get handed the keys to drive off. The
uh,
problem here is what happens if you get handed the keys to another car. That's the only thing that's a problem. And I think he
yeah.
got that analogy. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like Kanye West knew what
I
the
didn't
fuck
know.
he was
Hold
getting
on, he
into.
brought her with him?
Who,
Shorty?
Kanye?
No, Armstead.
No, he did not. No, he did
Oh,
not.
okay.
I was
And
just saying it's one of those things where it's like Armstead understands that this is a good woman. Armstead understands. I'm talking about his woman now. Armstead
She's
yeah,
getting cut
understands what
out
he has
right.
currently. Yeah,
that's on you.
it's just whether or not Armstead is actually going to do
No,
the
he
right
not.
thing here.
He not.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's I think the difference here because like there's been several occasions where you told me something and I was like, dang it, I really should have done that. Or there's been times where like DJ will tell me something. It's like, all right, DJ, you're right. I need to do this. And then, every time that I've listened to people, it's paid off
Did
in the
you
right
tell
direction.
that lady about that situation that she's counseling you on before y'all you did this?
No, we still have not told her yet.
That's the funniest.
I think about
Does,
that all the time.
does All Might know about that?
No, he does not.
Oh, that's hilarious. You should
It
let him
is.
in on it.
Yeah, I'll let him in on the off pot. But
That's hilarious.
it's not
I
just
thought she
hilarious.
knew.
No, it's one of those things where it's like I get counseled on this all the time from my own mother, and it's like when we do, it's going to change the whole dynamic, and that's why we're avoiding doing it. So,
Trust. I don't. Yeah, well, it don't matter. I'm paying you. We ain't really got trust.
oh man, it's true. That's true indeed. But overall, fuck you, Kylie Jenner, for not paying for your own person and trying to get people to solicit donations
Well, yeah,
for
bro. You
this.
don't give a fuck about the Kardashians.
Well, no,
Yeah,
it's not that I don't
those
give a fuck. It's just that this is just some snake level shit, and she deserves to be called out on it.
I
So
can't see
fuck
how she
you,
don't see what's wrong with that. Like, what people
because
around
again,
it
her?
takes a
she's in that
fucking
bubble.
rational human being, man. Like that family don't have that type of. If only one I think that has that type of empathy is what Courtney. Yeah,
The one that was
close to
fat.
it. No, that's Chloe. That's the one that looks like a fucking
No, it's
Frankenstein
Chloe.
monster.
That's the monstrosity
Courtney
that they
is the
created.
oldest one that we. That's the only one that I can say I am fond of. Like it
Really?
just.
Yeah, but didn't she get kicked out of the family, excommunicado?
Because she doesn't fall in, like, she's the oldest for one, so the oldest gonna call the parent on the bullshit more than
I
anybody
thought
else.
Kim was the oldest. That's how much I don't know about them.
Like, I
Yeah,
know because I've been with women that actually
Love them.
follow their life like
not
it's
love
theirs.
them, but follow them enough to where I have to hear certain things. But
Right. I dated a girl like that. I used to know all the
yeah,
stuff, and then I forgot about it because it's dumb bullshit that I don't need to know.
I'm at the point where I don't care about any individual on social media. Like, if you ain't somebody that I'm fond of for the reasons of your talent, as in funny or something like that, I don't even care to see singers. I hate when people go on there and sing and shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about you singing. Go get a record
If
deal.
a nigga ain't if he's not famous, I care. Like
I
I
don't
like
care. I don't.
if he's not famous, I'll
No,
listen to him just to curious what it. I like
no.
if they can write. I don't know. It's just something
Well,
about a
yeah,
good
yeah,
writer.
it's something about a good writer. But then we saw the whole thing with Spoken Reasons. That man used to be able to write, and then he got called out on his bullshit. And then
Yeah.
this nigga didn't want to take ownership, and then they clowned the fuck out of him while
What
wilding out,
happened to
thinking
him?
Nick Cannon.
He
Oh, after that, it was
Emmanuel
over.
said he didn't share any of the bread. He basically just, like, started acting real funny with everything.
And not just
Oh,
that, there was that incident with that girl where it's just like, I mean, niggas get caught up all the time, but it's like, bro, don't get caught up if you got money involved.
Yeah,
hold on. So
but
spoken. Well, I didn't know what happened to him. I just know he disappeared.
Emmanuel was the talent in that. Just put it like that.
Oh,
Correct.
And
oh.
yeah,
Emmanuel, is he gay?
who knows?
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know.
But I mean, he's talented. He is obviously the comedian of the two. His brother's funny too. Um, I forget his name. Starts with an L, but yeah. Anybody on social media that's like, if you don't have nothing to offer that is a legitimate, like, something that you can even profit off of, monetize, I don't give a fuck. And I mean, you just want more eyes on you for obvious reasons. And talent sticks out because, think about it, when we got all those folks that transitioned, like we said before, from Vine and all that stuff, that became actual celebrities or entertainers, like the girl Liza, even King Batch, he still is getting acting gigs. Fucking Melvin Gregg, he's getting acting jobs and shit like that. Like, people that actually got talent are gonna find some way to get money off of it, other than folks that just rely on their fucking stupid ass videos.
So, side note, am I the only one that thought he was gay, or I'm just making that up?
Which one?
Emmanuel Hudson.
Emmanuel.
No,
No, no, no,
he does
no,
one or
no.
two
Emmanuel
well.
Hudson does
Yeah,
Hmm?
does look like somebody who could fit that role. But it's one of those things
yeah.
where it's like when he came for Spoken Reasons and Wilding Out, Spoken Reasons had nothing for him because he literally doesn't have anything for him. Like he
Yeah.
literally
Like, he
was basically being propped up by Hudson, and then once Hudson was like "fuck you," his whole career fell apart.
I
basically.
mean, spoken reason's gone. Emmanuel Hudson's still around, so.
Exactly. That's the difference. That's the difference of actual our ability to write and
I
ability for
think
people.
I
Go
think
ahead.
the problem was the first time I got introduced to him was that Ratchet Girl song, and it was kind of
Yeah.
just feminine. But I got
And
it. It's not my that kind of humor is not my kind of humor. But I see why
you
people
talking about
find
when
it
they was in
funny.
the car, the always be, what's
It
the
was
one
like
when they
a
was driving?
video of like, yeah, it was something like that. And it was like they were
Yeah.
doing that song, and it was just like it's like that other dude, Blame It on the Way with Kiki or whatever his name is. I
Hmm.
get it. Like at first I didn't think it was funny, but after a while it grew on me. Like he's picking at the black ratchet girl and or women in general, well, black women in general, but they don't see the
Well,
insult
no,
there.
no,
But
he's really picking on the Black Ratchet girl, but women want to
mm,
identify as if he's attacking them, and it's like he really isn't attacking you unless you feel hurt because you want to
Unless
be the
you are
Ratchet
a
girl.
because that's how
ratchet
you
girl.
are.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
It only
Yeah,
hits you when it's something that is legitimate
it's
to
personal.
identify
But I've
with.
seen like what he's saying is like I've seen that he's not really lying. So you can
Well,
be
it's not
mad,
that
but
you've
you
seen
know,
it; all of us have seen it when women act like that. Like
yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like sometimes you just go somewhere like first date with a girl, and then she just do something like the neck moving with the fucking teeth. And it's just like, God, like, why are you being a caricature? Like, you don't have like the ability
I,
to
li-
just sit down and enjoy some Red Lobster. Now I
I
gotta
like
invoke the lemon law and leave your ass, and you're gonna be sitting here like, no, you're not. And it's like, I'm already gone.
I like them skits when they call him ugly and then because you know how the nigga like and it's like the ugly chick there and you never really say anything but you with the ugly chick. Like you got bogus
Mm-hmm.
for this one, bro. That should be
It's like,
hilarious.
y'all ain't shit for this.
Like
Y'all ain't
I
shit
don't
for
really
this
like this
nigga.
bitch, bro. But I'm gonna chill with her because I ain't trying to make nobody mad. Man, you got me with this bitch. Oh man, that's when I started stealing video games from them niggas.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we ended that episode off right before it was going to get spicy, but we'll be back next week. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at EVYD Black Men, Instagram Everyday Black Men, and the Everyday Black Men Facebook page. Make sure to retweet us, like us, share, comment, subscribe. If you got questions, we can get them answered. But in any case, peace.